Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Steven LeFeber, and this is the live stream. So get your questions over in the chat box or down below or wherever it shows up on your device, and we're going to try to answer them for you. We got the Wheel of Misfortune. You could win a t-shirt, stickers, prizes, whatever. Super chats get a spin of the wheel. So, yeah. I know we got 2 super chats we got to do right away. So we got Letters letting us know that up in Idaho, his resort got 25 inches this week. Looks like the West is finally getting snow. Maybe we won't burn. I don't know. It's crazy. Smash that like button, people. Smash that like button. And we do have a poll going on in the chat too as well. So hopefully you're checking that out. We got Francois Seguin. Start with a spin for Slim and his Miata. Oh, God. Slimothy Whitman and his Miata. Oof. That's a brutal one. That's a brutal one. Well, Gilson sucks. So. Oh, God. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, so get those questions. We're going to try to answer them. Topics of the week, we're going to talk about the Nidecker Supermatic first impressions. So right here, which I actually broke them today. I broke both the release tabs on them today. Oops. So they're sending me another set. Mine were samples, not production. So they had sent me an email like 2 weeks ago telling me that there might be issues with them anyways. But yeah, I broke both the release tabs on them today. Like first thing in the morning too. It was like day 3 of riding them. But yeah, I obliterated that tab because Malcolm Moore said you could step down and it would release. I stepped down and it basically just went right. Yeah, it did that. So, but because of that, I couldn't actually release my back foot out of them. It's just stuck in that position. So, whatever, shit happens. So we'll talk some more about those down the line. Got a great Corona Karen chairlift story. Fucking psycho bitch. So yeah, hopefully everyone's been getting POW days though with these storms. I've been smashing POW like all week. Rode the new Capita Navigator, the new Signal Tail Gunner, the Signal Womp Eater, the Niche Pyre. What else did I ride? Oh, Rosnell Sushi, but that doesn't matter because nothing changed in that. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's see what we got here for questions anyways. I'm going to try to take some and hopefully you guys will get answered. Don't forget there is the poll up at the top there. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. Johnny Crook, yo, how would you compare the Lib BRD and the Jones flagship? Different camber profiles in there. BRD is going to ride a little more damp, a little more old school in there. The magnet traction on each of those is different. So the contact grip is going to be different. I actually have a BRD showing up next Monday. So I'll be able to get on that. But the flagship's also going to be livelier. It's also going to be a little bit lighter weight. Okay. Let's see. All right, we're going to take this one from Centauri2410. Hi, Avran. I'm hoping to go to Colorado or Utah next year for some good POW, mostly Tahoe now. Interested in adding an Endeavor archetype to my quiver. I'm 5'7", 185 pounds, size 8 boots. Should I get the 54 or the 58? Thanks. Get the 58 because you're in Tahoe. And like I ride the 58 here in Colorado, and I really wish I had the 60 wide. I really do. It's also softer flexing than people think it is. So I would go with the 58 on that. Okay, let's see. I feel like I'm missing something here. Milo, are Nidecker Supermatic the ultimate rad dad bondings? I don't know if they're a rad dad bonding, but We only got 70 people in here watching. When we hit 100, I'll start talking about my initial impressions of them. But I do have them here. They're still a little wet from today, but yeah, I've ridden them 3 days now. 1 day on my Telos Mike Rankwit and 2 days on the Cool Bean, but I can't really count the Cool Bean or today as a full day because I fucking obliterated that release tab, which whatever. I know that they beefed these up and the little stop piece is going to stick out further on the production. These are sample ones. So they are sending me, they should be here Monday. I should have the production runs, like what they're going to be selling to the public. So all right. Let's see. Okay, we got fizzled with a super chat. Is there any particular board shape or profile that is better in slushy, bumpy snow than others? Yeah, there is. You want slight 3D shaping in the hull, in the nose. So it's going to funnel that slush back out. The other thing is you want a good spring structure. So you want to make sure that it's wide so it's funneling that water out. And in that, you need something that's a little stiffer in the nose than what you think. So boards that I've been digging lately are the Rome Stalefish. That one's pretty solid. To an extent, actually, the DCP on ink for next year is super good too, with its shaping. Some of the Jones stuff with that micro 3D shaping that they've got in there. So you're looking at, the new Mind Expander has got it and stuff. But what you want it to be a little stiffer outside the front binding. So that way when it's pushing into it, it's not folding back on you. And then that way, when you drive into it with the structure and the base, you can still keep going. The other thing is remember to keep your base clean. Like that slushy snow has a lot of dirt and schmag in it. So take some base cleaner and just wipe your board down at the end of the day. That's really going to help you too. What do we got? Lose a turn. Okay. RC5, do you think the natural selection will expand beyond 3 events? Kind of depends on who's funding it, I guess, and the sponsors. I mean, what was it? Some new startup that funded the Jackson Hole one already folded up after blowing through like $380 million of its investors' money. Okay. Why are you on YouTube? Got my girlfriend a Rosnell Myth for her first snowboard. Binding recommendations for a beginner noodle board. She's 125 pounds with a size 23 boot Mondo point. God, that's a tiny ass foot. She's going to be limited with the size of her foot, but I would probably I think Burton's go down to a 5. Some of the ride stuff, I would put like a C. Was it the ladies C4, C6, something like that. With Burton, it's like you could realistically, as long as it's a good binding, you could put her in it. Like you can do the Union Trilogy, the Milan, with Rome. What is it? Is it the Guild? I think that's what it's called. Is the Guild? You don't really need something super soft. You just need a good binding that works, and she doesn't have to worry about it, and then you won't have any real issues with it. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. We got Manic Kent. Hey, Angry, 5'9", 165 pounds, resort rider who loves the side hits. I have a Rome Reverb rocker, but it's just got back from Killington and want to upgrade ride algorithm or Capita Mercury. Well, either of those will be an upgrade from that Rome Reverb rocker because you're coming from a board that's super soft and playful and just really doesn't have a good camber profile in it. Both the algorithm and the Mercury are camber dominant, so they're going to really be a huge upgrade. I would probably, if you want to really boost, go with the algorithm. It's just got more rebound than the Mercury because it's got more carbon in it. Or if you want something really good, but you're willing to wait till next year because Ride's going to have the Shadow Band, which is less carbon in it algorithm. In my opinion, it rides better because it's not as reactive, but it still boosts off side hits. You know, I mean, unless you're trying to swoop an end of the season deal. If your shop's got a Mercury, like that's also a solid bet. But most places are running out of stuff. Okay, P-Care. Is the slush slasher viable as a tree powder board? Got to say, it dumped recently in Switzerland. Woohoo! Yeah, if you know what you're doing, it's you know, get on that back foot and really smash around in the trees and whatnot. It's it wouldn't be my first choice. Current generation, I haven't ridden the new one. I've got that out in the hall. I need to ride it with the camber, but yeah, that should work. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. George Plimmer, what do you think this 23 season? Marhar Lumberjack or Lumberjack X? Ask yourself what camber profile you want. If you want flat to rocker, it's the Lumberjack. If you want camber dominant, it's the Lumberjack X. I did ride the new Lumberjack, but the core in it was wrong. They've been toying with a new core for it. So the one I rode was actually stiffer than what the production will be. Colm Buchanan, say hi to my lovely wife, Theodis, from the Bronx. It's her first time watching. Whew. Poor girl's name is Theodis. Oh, why couldn't they just name her Mary? Mo, my dog. What does she want? What does she want? Come here, turd. Baroness, come here. Come here. Come say hi to everyone. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, yes. Oh, somebody turned a year old and had her first heat, and now she's growing again. Say hi to everyone. Say hi, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you're sweetie. Yeah, you're a killer, aren't you? Kill. Yeah, you gonna kill? Do you know how to kill? Go kill. Go kill. Go kill. Good girl. Kill. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah. She's being a good girl. She's a little stressed out. She just had her first heat, so she finally came through it, started growing again. You're shitting too. Oh, all right. What else we got here? Let's see. Okay, Dylan Perry, should I get the 153 or 56 Rome artifact? Size 10, 170 pounds, 5'11". With a size 10, it's going to be really tight on the 53. It's doable, depending what your stance is. The 56 is going to be better. The big thing is if you want to do more jibs playing around buttering, 53 is going to have the better flex for it. 56 is going to be more balanced if you're hitting jumps and whatnot. Just, you know, be aware of that. Okay, what else we got here? Let's see. We've got 83 people in here. When we hit 100, I'll talk about the Supermatics again. Okay. Essence of Trans. Bought the Crua transition finder, but it's too stiff and aggressive for me. Would the Yes hybrid be a good step down or too similar? No, the hybrid would be a better step down. It's going to be softer torsionally in there. It's not as aggressive. The other thing, if you want, like, the hybrid from Yes is really the one. Otherwise, I would say pick up a Warka as well. Like, that might be what you're looking for. Okay. Lewis Brooks, hey, Avran, was wondering if you know any mountains who would sponsor a snowboard instructor from New Zealand for the 2220. No, I'm not a fucking instructor. I don't give a fuck. Call around, figure it out. I don't know how that shit works. Fuck it. At the rate Veiled's going, they'll pay anyone to come in and fucking wipe kids' asses at the fucking kid castle. I don't know. Like, fuck, dude. I don't like instructors. I don't hide that fact. I don't like them. Fucking robot YMCA looking motherfuckers. Ugh. All right. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay. JMax 630. Will getting a stone grind too often slow down your board and kill it fast? It's not going to slow it down if it's putting structure in it. It's going to make it faster. How many grinds does it typically take before it's killed? If you grind it that much that it kills it, you're going in too often. Like, too often. I mean, the last time I watched a board get killed by a stone, it was like a 1998 Burton Air or some shit like that. And this was 2010. And that thing, like you could see the base was thin when they brought it in. So yeah. Johnny Crick, what are your thoughts on companies like LibTech using a lot of TNT bases versus companies using sintered bases? TNT is just an extruded base. That's all it is. It's their proprietary bullshit that they go on with. In all honesty, a base is a base for the most part. Like anyone that's claiming that they notice a difference between sintered and extruded is either so fucking fine-tuned on what they ride or they're full of shit. Like realistically, put some structure in it if you're worried about it. Keep that base clean. It's going to be fine. Make sure you maintain your edges too. You don't want to be sitting edge high. That drag causes drag and slows you down. You want to make sure everything's level in there. But what I'd be more pissed about with LibTech is the fact that they charge $550 for a board with an extruded ass base. Like they're claiming it's high end and then it's got extruded. Like put some fucking sintered on that. And like if for anyone that really wants to know, if you want a good sintered base, look for anything that's IsoSport. IsoSport makes the best sintered bases out there, in my opinion. And look for the one with the highest number. And if it's all black, you know it's gonna fucking fly. Like that's a race base, basically. So okay. All right, let's see what we got here. We got our boy Billy Ray Valentine. Okay, our moderator just booked one more trip to Mammoth, 3 days on snow for 30 on the season. Not bad for a flatlander. Billy Ray, R.I.P. L Stackers Adventures, R.I.P. Oh, Billy Ray, get this motherfucker won himself a small sticker pack. Oh no, wait, it bounced out. Beware crotch goblins in the park. Got to watch out for those crotch goblins. They'll get you, man. They'll get you. All right. Okay. Ben Ryan, just listen to Rankwit's podcast. You two should do a clip. I don't know if I'm on Rankwit's level. I like Mike. He sends them to me. I don't have time to listen to that shit. I will at some point. Like, but hey, everyone's like, you need to go listen to this and that. And I was like, no, what I need to do is fucking sleep. I need to have some time of my own. So, okay, let's see. Where were we? Got one here from D. Rick. The backslash served me really well in Swiss slush last week. Which board would you recommend for the icy steep slopes in the morning and still is fine in slushy afternoons? 210, boot size 30. I mean, I would just ride a backslash nonstop. But if you're really, and just keep your edges sharp, if you're really looking to go like more to a traditional shape, it'd still be good in slush. You kind of want to go with like an all mountain freestyle. I would probably look at like the Mercury, Mega Mercury from Capita, mainly because they got that fine-tuned base. You can check out some of the stuff from K2, like the Manifest Team, if you can still find one, or even an Alchemist, even an Excavator to an extent, although that'll overlap your backslash. So if you did do that, I would go with a bigger Excavator, so like a 58, because you're on probably, my guess is the 53 backslash at 210 pounds. Super Pig, be another one to consider. You can, if you want to go like full all mountain freestyle, like Algorithm from Ride, even a Berserker, although that's probably going to be a little stiffer than you want to go. All right. Tarek NG, hey, Angry, I know you think Donick are overpriced, but did you try any of them that were a cup? No, why the fuck would I go ride garbage-ass crap? I don't give a fuck about riding that brand. The owner, Sean Donick, or whatever the fuck his name is, donkey-ass motherfucker, sending me the most passive-aggressive, pussy-ass fucking emails. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Fuck his factory. Fuck his overpriced bullshit. Woo, carbonium top sheets. Yeah, cool. You went over to Never Summer and bought a fucking rental board top sheet, threw it on your boards. Oh, our boards have to be 40 fucking inches wide. That way you don't have to boot out. No, if you knew how to build a fucking snowboard that didn't fucking suck, go fucking sell your $1,200 boards to fucking fat kids that race bordercross. Then, you know, I know they're fat because one of them fucking ran into me at USASA week. Fucking kid, fucking $1,200 snowboard, $90 fucking bindings that are soft as fuck that didn't give it any power. Fuck him. Fuck that brand. I don't give a fuck. If that factory burned to the ground, I'd be happy. Oh, I want to carve like Ryan fucking Knapp. No, you want to go do a gymnastics routine is what you want to do. It looks like fucking shit. Oh, put my elbow in the ground. Look at me. And then I'm going to revert and then do a tripod. And then I'm going to do pop a 360. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to stick this fucking screwdriver up my ass. Fuck them. I don't ride shit anymore. You want to ask me about them? I don't fucking care. They fucking suck. I don't want them. One of my friends went and rode one and was like, it was the scariest thing ever. He was like, give me the fucking, your park board. Oh, the Napkin Twin. Like, why the fuck you need a snowboard this fucking wide when you got a size 8 foot? It makes no fucking sense. Fucking shitty ass side cuts, fucking 20-year-old dated technology. The boards are fucking trash. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Who cares? Anyone asks about Donix today, you get fucking booted. I'm over it. I'm over it. The company fucking sucks. Doesn't give shit back to snowboarding. All they care about is fucking selling $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 snowboards that no one fucking needs. Whoop-de-doo. Selling a board for that much, it better have some fucking structure in it. Probably doesn't, because you're fucking charging fucking $500 upgrade for a fucking carbonium top sheet. Ah! Fucking piece of shit top sheet that's like this fucking thick, dude. Fuck them. Fuck them in the ass. Want to sit around and a bunch of fucking crybabies when I pick on hard boot setups. Fuck them. Fuck the owner of Donic. Fuck him. Hope he gets fucking ass cancer and dies. All right. We hit over 100. I said I would talk about the Nidecker Supermatics and give my initial opinions. Like, I want to ride them some more. I want to get like about 3-4 more days on it. So, initial opinions. I broke the release tabs on them, which was awesome. Oh shit. Oops. I just broke a chunk off this thing. But yeah. So anyways, these were sampled. This is the first gen sample. I actually have production runs coming to me Monday. So there's a little stop tab for the release tab. It's too small and it's slanted. So with like, I watched Malcolm Moore's review on it, mainly because I wanted to see him shit on Clue, which was hilarious. But he's like, oh, you can step on it and it'll release. I stepped on it and it basically just popped right down. I know that they beefed these up for production. So, and the wing is going to stick out better for the stop tab. So that's good. The initial mechanism of how it goes in, I didn't have any issues with that at all. Like it worked the way I wanted it to. It was in and out. It does take a harder step in than you think, like a harder push than you initially think for how it's going to go in. But I've been just dialing them in. The one thing I don't like is I don't like this strap. I don't like it on the regular K-On series from Nidecker to begin with. But this little piece right here is what, you know, supposedly keeps it so that it doesn't fall down. I don't necessarily believe that. I kind of want to pop it off and see what happens when I just go without it. Because when this thing, depending on, you need it loose, but even then, what I'm feeling is pulling the front of the strap. So I'm not getting these as tight. So I constantly have to actually tighten them back down. And then when I go to release, I'm like tugging at my boot to get it out. The other thing is my pants get stuck behind the strap. I don't like that with like, I've got to constantly pull them up. I did have the high back get snagged on the chairlift. So that was really weird because when it's actually put in and locked into its position with the strap being so big, that high back does not fold down. So you've either got to ride with it fully open, but even then, when you skate, you're kicking into the side of this. So I have a feeling people are going to break high backs. I really do. That I'm not too stoked on. I was just like, yeah, but it's the first generation to the public, and they've been working on this for 4 years now. So this, like the actual mechanism of how it works, is fine. I didn't have a problem with that. It does have a bigger dead spot underfoot. I mean, you can see how big that footprint actually is. So you're not going to get a lot of play. What was interesting was with the strap itself, with the flex of it, when it's locked in, I figured that these were going to kill in the heel lateral play. So you wouldn't have that lateral roll side to side. Surprisingly, these actually like would roll on the outside of the binding. So there was actual give in there. Felt fine. I did have one issue with snow buildup inside of it because I've been riding in POW. It's pretty easy to clean out. It's just you got to reach in to brush it out rather than pull the strap to the side. You know, I think it's a step in the right direction, but they've got to figure out something with the strap. I think the strap is trash. I just don't like it. And I can feel it on my boot. Like when I'm in it, it just doesn't feel like it's gripping through the center. So it's just pinching on the sides. So I'm like, it's not a 100% there. But like I said, I want to put like 3-4 more days on a set of these. And I want to see what they do in deep, heavy slush as well. And there is a break-in period with them. I've realized that. So like, you can't see it just yet. I'll take some video of this, but I'm starting to get wear from my heel going in already. So it's like breaking in and getting used to the heel hitting that roller of my boot going in. So there's actually some wear marks in there. You know, other than that, it's not bad for what it is. It kind of has a feel when you're strapped in to like a mid-level flow. Like, you know, I would say like, was it NX2 GT or Fuse, something like that. It kind of has a similar feel to it, just with a little bit more rigid of a heel cup in there. So that, I don't like going back to the high backs as well. They do have a little bit of natural forward lean in them, and I don't like that. So like, you can actually see that there's some natural forward lean. It's not much, but I feel it. I feel it when I'm on my heel edge. Like I said, I'm going to ride these 3-4 more days. I'm going to actually film some stuff with the sample pair so I can compare them to the production pair that I'm getting. They're not bad. Like, they're not for me. I know that already, but they're not bad. Like when you look at, so the way it would go would be, there would be like the SP and the mutant bindings. So Fast Tech, you know, it's what Mervin's licensed from them. Those, there's the K2 Cinch series, and there's Flows, right? That's your rear entry binding right there. I think the SPs are actually, the Fast Techs are slightly better than the Flow and the Cinch. The Cinch are trash in my opinion. Flow, you just got to spend the time to dial them in, but they do work. They're solid. But then when you're going to a true step in, you've got your options. You've got the Burton step on. You got the clicker system or quicker, or whatever K2 is calling it now. You've got Clue, and you got this. This does not limit you to any boot system, which you can argue the same thing about the Clue binding, but the Clue binding, you have to walk around with a fucking high back on your boot. It looks stupid as shit. You know, it's a strap in, step out, which Burton did that with the Fusion years ago. The other thing is with the Clue, they have some weird proprietary system shit. So when straps break, you can't fix them. This strap looks just like a Now strap. It looks like a Nidecker regular strap. I'm pretty sure I could even put a Rome strap in there and it would work. So I think getting parts will be easier. The ratchets, while they do pop up, you can actually lock them down so that they stay in the position that you need them in. So anyways, that's pretty solid. I think that these do work. It's just I've got to dial them in a little bit more. This is not a binding you go in and half-ass. Like, they're easy to set up, but I think you want to really spend the time to dial them in. Plus, there is going to be a little bit of a break-in on some of the stuff. Also, I know a lot of people have been asking about the weight. So I weighed these compared to a set of Nidecker K-On CXs. It's 0.451 pounds heavier than that binding. Overall, like riding with them, I didn't notice much weight difference, you know? So it did what I needed it to do. It locked in. Like I said, big dead spot underfoot, which is fine. If you don't like mini discs, you want something that just feels like a binding you're locked in, it's going to be fine. For 4 years of prototyping in a pandemic, I think they're solid for the most part. I do think this is going to be the game changer for step-ins. I really do. I think that it's not going to be for everyone, but it does work. And even though I broke those release tabs, I don't think the production ones should have any issues. So we'll see. But if you want a second opinion, Malcolm Moore has a review. I didn't even know he existed till some of you pointed that out. So it's a long review. It's like 22 minutes. If you basically fast forward to the talking bits, I think it's like 7 minutes, which is what it should be. But the best is when he talks about Clue. That made me laugh in that review because they reached out to him and he was like, he pointed out that he thought it was kind of daft to have a high back on your boot, and he was like, I already don't like it. And they were like, well, maybe we shouldn't send you anything because if you have an opinion like that, we can't deal with it. Bunch of fucking delicate ass flowers right there. Super scared to have anyone tell them that their shit it isn't good. I'm like, on top of the fact their bindings are fucking trash. So but one of the things I was doing yesterday with them is I had the high back down on the rear one, and I would just go up to people and be like, put your foot in. Just put your foot in. Just go right ahead. Step in. Just screwing with people. So anyways, yeah. That's the Nidecker Supermatic thoughts for the most part. I'll have a full review of it this fall at some point. Reviews will start dropping, I think, like September 1st or around there, maybe September 15th, somewhere between the 1st and the 15th. If you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, starting the 1st of next month, all the written reviews will be dropping one a day. Right now, I've got stuff scheduled till July 22nd. So bunch of shit to read up on for the next year's stuff. And I've been filming as I go and got a whole slew of other boards I got to film over there. So there's like the new Artifact Pro, the Warka, there's the Public Dispute, Signal Tail Gunner, Battalion Thunderbolt, Niche Pyre, so tons of options there anyways. So okay, let's all right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, Cameron Wilhelm. How long should I take to recover from a concussion before returning to the slips? Got my first concussion 3 weeks ago at Brighton after a skier smoked me. So if you don't listen to the bomb hole, you should, because Kelsey Boyer, the founder of Save a Brain, was on there, and she will talk a lot about head injuries. She knows far more than me. If you don't follow at Save a Brain on Instagram, I highly recommend that you do that. But 3 weeks, generally they say 2 to 3 weeks, about a month off. If you have residual effects, like if you move and you really fast and you start to get dizzy, you really don't want to push it. Hopefully you got a new helmet, or if you didn't have a helmet, you got a helmet. You should have one. That's going to help lessen the blow. It does not stop those things. Yeah, it doesn't dissipate those. But the other thing is, you got to be smart with head injuries. Like no two people's head injuries are the same. So like if I got a concussion 3 weeks ago, I'd probably be brain dead right now because that would be concussion number 24, which I got 2 holes in my brain and a dent in my forehead on my prefrontal cortex from head injuries. So be smart about it, like don't push it. Just, you really want to give yourself time to heal. That's the big one. Hopefully you went to a doctor and you did all the concussion protocols and then you did a follow-up to see if you're post-concussion syndrome. So you want to make sure that you're coming out of that okay. Patrick S. Any vibes on the Burton family tree 3D daily driver camber snowboard compared to triple base technology? I was talking with the Burton guy last night. Supposedly, maybe next week I'm supposed to get stuff. We'll see. I honestly don't know shit about it. I just don't pay attention to it because for years they've just ignored me and I've just said, fuck it, I don't care. All right, we got Brandon Tauscher. Loving all the new snow on Hood. Freaking love it. Dude, I'm happy to see you guys got snow up there. So it looks like summer camp's going to be good. So, yeah. Let's see what we got here. Eat your muscle cheese. I got to escort my dog out. Hey, baby, go outside. Go. Baby's to bed. Baby's to bed. Sorry. She needs to go take a nap. She's being extra annoying. Okay. Ronald Newman, thoughts on the new Mercury? Any softer with the new core? I actually didn't get one because they didn't produce a lot of them in samples. So we're trying to track down Mercury Mega Merc for me to review right now. So I can't really comment on that, unfortunately. Okay, Justin G, thoughts on the 2022 GNU Headspace paired with the Union Strata. Is going to use it as an all-mountain freestyle setup on the small East Coast hill. Perfect. That's a perfect combination for small East Coast hills. I don't think you're going to have to worry about it. You're going to have that magnet traction to grip on the ice. The Strata is playful enough. It's got a lot of lateral give to it and whatnot. The Headspace can kind of handle just about anything. I mean, it's not like you're riding like 2,000 vertical feet. You're probably riding like 750 or less. So, yeah. Okay, Carson Monroe, ridden Union Forces for a while, ready for something new. I'm on a Party Wave Plus for all mountain freestyle carving, daily driving, looking at the Jones meteorites. Anything else to add to the short list? Prefer stiffer. If you prefer stiffer, you don't want the meteorites. Bump up to the Mercury from Jones. You're not going to be happy with the meteorites. It's going to have too much give in it, so bump up. Otherwise, check out the Rome Cleaver. I would look at like a ride A or C9 series. If you think that's going to be too stiff, bump down to the 8. And if you think it's going to be too soft, bump up to the 10. That should give you a few options. Okay, Serif, hey, Angry. You tried any of the Japanese board companies? Some of them look sick. I've ridden Moss. Let's see. Yeah, so I've ridden a bunch of Mosses back in the day. I haven't ridden anything recently. I've never ridden a Gentum. Yeah, that's kind of it. Actually supposed to talk with some guys about like some import thing for Japanese brands. Maybe we can work something out where I do the reviews for it. So yeah, let's see. Okay. Kevin Kim, are Yonex or Alien snowboards worth looking at? Yonex, yes. I can't believe Alien still exists. That company's changed ownership so many times. I mean, I think it's a Japanese only brand or Korean or something at this point. Like it's only over there in the East. But Yonex actually has like some crazy tech in their boards. I would love to ride one at some point if they ever want to send me anything. So you should tell them to send them to me. Okay. Someone mentioned me on the bomb hole the other day. Wow, maybe I should listen to that. Okay, P-Care. Jones Ultra Flagship versus Amplitude Solely Grail, both great bargains. Which would float and pow better and overall choice? For more versatility, that's the Ultra Flagship. For more pow and turning, it's the Solely Grail. Me personally, I would probably pull the trigger on the Solely Grail over the Ultra Flagship. That's just me. Chenny Crook, do you enjoy answering all of our dumbass questions, or are you getting tired of us? The bigger question is, are you getting tired of me? Like, I feel like every week that I do this, people put questions out and then they get shocked that I literally answer every question in like 2 hours and no one comes up with any more questions. Multiple people that I've talked to have said the same thing. They're like, I can't believe you answer every question. And I'm like, I'm an encyclopedia. I will try to answer everything I can and pass my knowledge on to everyone. Oh, yeah. My dog got me on the nose when we were playing the other day. Also, that's not sunburn. That's windburn. That's how windy it's been. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of questions that are the same week after week. I mean, you should see the back end of YouTube where I'm answering people's questions. Like how many times I answer the same frigging question over and over and over again. But I try to answer it so that everyone can do it. Unlike other snowboard reviewers that just only want to talk to the people that are stroking their ego, or they turn off all comments like the Good Ride and force you to email them. So, it's whatever. Okay. We got DJ Happy Bird 13. What do you think of TJ from Board Archive doing top 5 now? He did them in the past. It's not exclusive to me, which actually I had to refilm one. So I've got top 5 signs you suffer from powder panic in the hopper to get edited, but I don't care. If you want to go do a top 5, go do top 5. I don't give a shit. Do your top 5s. There's plenty of space. Like, no one's taking business from me. Like, I know what I'm doing. You want to do it? Go do it. Do your format. Do whatever. I mean, let's be real. TJ's a fucking bore. He's a bore with no fucking opinion. Everything, like, if it's negative, it's like, well, it's a snowboard. The dude just regurgitates fucking facts, like, off the back of it. He doesn't have enough hands-on experience in a shop, which is a shame, because when you start working in a shop, you should be able to develop your opinions of every brand as you sell them and look at it. I don't give a fuck. It's not hurting me. I saw him the other day. Funny fact, TJ doesn't show up to the mountain until like noon. Powder day, noon. I'm like, dude, he missed all the good pow. Like, I don't know. I think it's funny. He lives in Summit County, and I think I've seen him 3 times all winter. Talks about how he rides copper, and I never fucking see him. So I don't really give a shit. Like him, Kevin, Fuckhouse, they all fucking suck. Just on different levels. James Beastie from the Good Ride. They suck. Like, I respect Malcolm Moore because at least he fucking rides, and I know he can ride. Ed Shreds, I don't watch his shit, but I do know that he can ride. That lame ass fuck from Utah, was it snowboard progression? I don't know. Whatever. That guy just looks like he bites his pillow at night and cries. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know who I really like? Shred Ahead Snowboarding. Jim and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I love those guys. Those guys are great. I don't give a fuck. You want to do product reviews? Go do product reviews. Just do it better than me. Give people the actual, have a fucking opinion. Understand when a company changes factories in 4 years and they carry the same model, it's going to ride different from every single factory. Like, I'm riding the new niche stuff, which the last time I rode it, the mothership made it. I think they're made at Meditech now. I got to double check on that, but they do ride different. Like, I rode the Maelstrom and I was like, okay, it's still got the same shape and everything. Rode different. The Pyre, I rode that. It does not ride like the old Pyre that I rode. It just does not feel like it at all. It is not as lively. It doesn't have as much snap to it. So, all right. Okay, we got a super chat from Joe X. Hitting 50 days on the mountain this season. Hope I can hit at least 75 to 100 next year. If you believe, you can achieve. Today was day 65 at Copper. So that's 67 days on my Icon Pass. I got a day at Monarch, 3 days at Loveland, a Basin. I've got about another 50 days on the pass. So, like, I'm over 100. I want to kill myself. My body hates me right now, but if you think you can do 100, fuck yeah, go do it, man. Join the 100 and up club. So yeah. All right. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. So let's see what we can find here. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one from Chris Yee. Any thoughts on the new Artifact Pro coming out in 2023? You mean this board right here? Artifact Pro, all black, a little bit lighter weight, different rod in the tip, so it's not bamboo, it's carbon in there. It's also, this one does have the impact plates on it. It is a little stiffer than the regular Artifact. I would rather ride this than the regular Artifact any day of the week. Like, I rode them back to back. I knew what the Artifact was going to ride like. I just wanted to refresh it right before I hopped on this. I would rather ride this any day of the week. It's got more snap. It's more stable. It's better on edge. It's got more power out of the tail when you carve with it. Like this thing, way, way better than the regular Artifact. So, yeah, I really dug that board. So I'm going to try to hype that one a little bit more. All right, Chris, you get a spin. Oh, where are we going? Chris, you won yourself a small sticker pack. Make sure you email me info@angrysnowboarder with your mailing address, and I'll get that in the mail. Anyone that's won sticker packs or ordered anything, I'm a little bit behind. I've got everything set. I just got to drop it off. I'm trying to get stuff out. This is the worst time of the year for me. I know a few members of Angry Snowboarder VIP and others have reached out to me and been like, hey, I'm at Copper. I'm at A Basin. I'd love to ride with you, blah, blah, blah. And I've kind of just been telling everyone, I'm like, it's literally the worst time of the year. I have so much shit I'm trying to get through because I really want to take like 2 weeks off this summer for just me and the dog, hang out, veg out, not do shit. But I know I wanted to schedule like these meet and greets and ride days. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to. So if you've ever reached out to me and I've either ignored you or originally I tried to set up something and canceled it, I'm sorry. It's just, I am super fucking busy. Like I still have Nitro boards, Rosinal boards, Mervin boards, and K2 boards showing up, and possibly Burton. I think I'll know more by next week, probably, hopefully. I've still got that showing up. I've still got, my guess, probably like 28 boards in the other room I've got to get to, plus about 15 pairs of bindings. So I'm going to be riding until June, probably. So kill me now. But yeah. So anyways. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. We got Tekelio Lucian. Can you please recommend some twin all mountain boards for a girl with a size 9, 25.5 boots, 145 pounds, 5 foot 9 feet, intermediate rider? Most indicated, only wider boards, either 150 wide or 152 wide. I mean, she's in a size 9. She can get away with a 24.5 waist width. It's fine because as long as she's getting something that's sized appropriate at 145 pounds, like a 152 will be fine for her. So I would look at the Jones twin sister, Solomon Gypsy. To an extent, the Ride Zero will work. It's a unisex board. Yeah, it's more freestyle focused, but that'll work. What is it? It's not the GNU Be Nice. What is it? Is it the B Pro? Whatever. They fucking changed the names. It's not the Gloss. It's whatever Jamie Anderson's model is not, because I refuse to recommend that shit because she's anti-vax and she can die for all I care. Shove a fucking crystal up your ass, you stupid bitch. Let's see what else. What's out there? I'm trying to think. Well, what is it? No, the Equalizer is probably too free ride for that, but it might work. Yeah, Solomon or the Capita Equalizer. Let's see. To an extent, you could probably put her on a Telos Adit too, just going with the 52, but that might be too soft. Rosinal, you're looking at, was it the Frenemy, I think it is, or the Gala? And then with niche, it's the Minx. Yeah, I think that should give you more than a few options. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. We got turning boards. How late do you think A Basin will be open this season? Later than Mammoth? I'm thinking I'm blowing my few days on my Icon for some spring summer turns. Thanks to Stanger. So I rode there. Let's see. Today's Thursday. So I rode there Tuesday. And it's gotten snow all week. Coverage was really good. Like I got into some knee-deep snow. Like the whole resort's open. Like I went out into East Wall into Land of the Giants and was just tooling around in there, and it was snow was soft and creamy. I mean, they're going to be open till June at least. At least I know they're putting a new chairlift in because they're replacing Lenaway from a 3-pack to a 6-pack, so they might close down for that. But right now, like you got May, you got the rest of this month in May that they're going to for sure be open. So. Yeah, for anyone that's trying to get late season in and wants some good snow conditions, right now A Basin's solid, like super solid. Copper will close a week from this Sunday, so that'll be Breck will be open, but that'll only be lower 7 to T-Bar to Imperial, so it's kind of weird. They'll be open. Loveland will be open, I think, till the 16th of May. I think around there, 15th, 16th, something like that. And then A Basin, it's to be determined. But if you're thinking of coming out to Colorado, like A Basin's solid. Remember, you got to buy your tickets early online if you don't have an Icon pass. If you do, a lot of places have cut their room rates right now. Like there's no one fucking here. I mean, I've been riding POW all week. I have not waited in line. Which, screw it. At this point, let's talk about Chairlift Karen, because everyone loves a good angry story. So we'll talk about it. So I'm up riding last week. I got a bunch of shit I'm trying to get through. And I go down to swap boards. And as I'm down there swapping out from the rack, taking the lock off and stuff, I see this woman carrying a Never Summer snowboard and Burton step-ons. And she walks through the singles gate onto the American Flyer, or as we call it, American Dyer, because that chairlift sucks. And she's walking and she slips and basically like stumbles and kind of falls. I don't know why she's walking through up to the load line like she's going to put her shit on. So I strap in and I skate by and I get in, and she's on the far left side and she's got both hands on the corral and she's just trying to get her foot into her binding. And I'm just like, whatever, fucking, I don't care. So there's two groups in front of me. I go sideways, put my board. I make it abundantly clear I don't want anyone on the chairlift with me, right? So it's my turn to get on, skate out to the load line, and I look back, and there's fucking Karen, like, coming straight at me, and I'm just like, no, over there. It's a 6-pack, so she can go sit on the far side. I figure that'll be the end of her dumbassery. I don't know why she tried to barge the line. There was no one behind me. Like, there was no line. She could have taken a chair by herself. So anyways, I'm sitting there. I'm on my phone. I'm texting David, the moderator. I'm checking my stocks, shit like that. And I just hear blah, 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 blah. I'm just fucking ignoring her. So finally, I'm like, what do you need? And she's like, I need the safety bar down. And I was like, no. So anyone that's ridden American Dyer knows when they put it in, they put too much slack in the cable. So when it would abundantly stop, it would swing low and high. And that thing would roll back like 20 feet. I don't put the restraint bar down unless I know who I'm with, because if I need to jump off, I'm leaving your ass behind, because I do not trust that chair at all. So anyways, she's sitting there and she's going on about this. And I look at her and I go, no, it stays up. I don't want to fucking deal with it. It's just going to stay up. I fucking hate that shit. That leg rest fucking tweaks my knee. And she's just yelling at me and shit. And I was like, no, I don't care. And she's like, I'm a woman. And I was like, I don't care. I'm a guy. I can see you're a woman. I'm not fucking retarded. So we're going back and forth. And she looks at me and she goes, are you even from here? And I was like, yeah, I am. And she's like, well, you don't act like it. Everyone here is nice except for you. And I'm like, so you know what that means? She's never had anyone tell her no. And it's a level of entitlement. But she's going on. And she's like, she's going on and she's screaming at me. And I've still got my music in and I'm just trying to ignore her. Finally, I look at her and I go, do you fall off your couch at home? And she's like, what? I was like, do you fall off your couch at home? And she goes, no. And I go, then lean back. There's no wind. It's sunny, Bluebird. You're going to want to put the fucking bubble down next too. I don't want that shit. I don't want to breathe your fucking coronavirus breath on me. Fucking, you already smell like mothballs. So she's sitting there and she's chirping and chirping and chirping. And finally, I just look at her and I go, shut the fuck up. The conversation's over. It stays up. And I just go back to my phone. So I get like 4 more towers down and I can hear her crying. Just, and I'm like, what the fuck? Whatever. I'm ignoring her. I don't care. I don't know why she got on the chair with me. So we get 4 towers from the top and she's like, you're a fucking asshole. And I look at her and I was like, turn off my music. And I'm like, excuse me? You're a fucking asshole. And I was like, tell me something I don't hear on a daily basis. You're this, you're that. And I was like, I hear that too. Well, I'm a woman. And I was like, we've already established this. Are we having this conversation again? And she's like, well, I don't feel safe. And I was like, I don't feel safe with you on the chair either. And I was like, at least we can agree on that. And she's like, no, I don't feel safe without the bar down. And you don't care about my safety. I'm a woman. And I was like, we've already established this. And she's like, well, your job as a guy is to make sure I'm safe. And I was like, excuse me? I don't fucking know you. You can take a bullet next to me and all I'm going to do is pick your carcass up and use you as a meat shield to block whoever's shooting me. You could jump to your death and I wouldn't care. I literally don't fucking care. And so she's sitting there and she's going on. And I finally look at her. I was like, you're the one that got on with me. I was fine to get on alone. I would have been on here alone, checking my stocks, sending text messages, shooting emails. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about you. But you know why I don't put this down, Karen? Because it's American Dire. And if this thing bounces, I want to be, and it rolls back, I want to be able to get off if I feel uncomfortable with it. She looks at me and she goes, I don't even understand what that has to do with the conversation. And I was like, well, clearly you're not listening to me. And then out of nowhere, she blurts out, my husband's dead. And I was like, excuse me? What does that have to do with anything? And she's like, my husband's dead and my kid. And she's going off on a tangent. And I just zone her out. And finally, I look at her and I go, did you ever think that maybe your husband killed himself to get away from you? Conversation just stops. She just goes ghost white. And she looks at me and she's like, and I'm like, so I'm pretty sure her husband did kill himself. And she goes, finally, she gets like some composure and she goes, you are a sick, miserable fuck to say something like that. You're sad. You're lonely. And I was like, well, you're the one that's a widow, so I'm assuming you're the one that's lonely. I bet your kids don't talk to you because you killed their dad. She's just losing it at this point. And I realize we're about to unload, and I look at her and I was like, we're about to get off, and you're going to fucking fall. I can already tell. So I'm on the far right. She's on the far left. We hit the unload line. I stand up, push off, and I go off to the right. She falls, the chairlift slams into her and is just hitting her and pushing her. I turn around and just like, oh my God, I fucking called it. I was like, you fucking fell. You can't even get on a chairlift. Don't fucking ride with me. So she starts screaming, he hit me. He hit me. And I'm like, the fuck I did. There's 10 feet between you and me. And she's going on and on. The lifty opens the door of the shack and comes out and it's like, shut the fuck up. He didn't touch you. You don't know how to get off a chair. And she's just screaming at me. And I'm just over here going like this, like, fuck you, Karen. I don't give a fuck. I'll follow you down the run and spray you every 10 feet. I don't care. Like, fuck you. Like, one, I don't need the bar down. It's a couch. I go up the hill. It's not windy. It's a sunny Bluebird day. I wanted to be alone, listen to my music. She's the one that decided to barge on with me. Two, she gave me a nuclear option. You think I'm not going to use a nuclear option to get you to shut the fuck up? I'm going to use it. You don't tell me things like my husband's dead. I'm like, I'm going to fucking use it. I won that battle. You lost the rest of the day. You will remember that the rest of your life. I'll probably forget about this until someone brings it up. But fuck you. I don't give a fuck. Why you got to be such a Karen? Why you got to be so fucking entitled? Like, I don't want the fucking bar down. You clanked me in the head with it. You fell twice before you even strapped in. And then you barged the line to get on with me when there's literally no one behind me. I mean, I am like taking up as much space as possible. I don't ride the chair with anyone. I'm like, no reason to ride. I straight up tell people, it's like, you can go ahead of me. If she wanted to go, I would have been like, fine, go right ahead. I'll just get the next one. I'm 5 feet behind you. It's not a powder day. It was 45 degrees and sunny. Like, fuck. This is... what the fuck? Like, and I know some people would be like, you need to be nice to these people. I was like, I don't need to be shit at this point. Fuck it. I'll be rude to tourists until they stop coming here and we get back to normalized numbers. I'm fine with it. Like, fuck. Oh, okay. All right. Anyways, let's take some super chats. We're gonna bounce around here for a minute, catch up on some stuff. Okay, we got Fruit Poop Loops, Lib with the super chat, LibTech eJack knife versus yes typo, hashtag spin for slim. The eJack knife is stiffer than the typo. It's damper than the typo. It's not as lively as the typo. I do think that it grips better on edge in a deep carve, but if you're doing like just ankle steering mellow turns, the typo is better. I think the typo is easier to engage into a turn as well as to pop with. It's a little more freestyle focused than the eJack knife. So really what it comes down to is, do you need dampening at higher speeds? Do you need a board that's going to grip in a deeper carve better? Then you go eJack. If you want something a little more playful, that's a little more ankle steery, then you go with the typo. Spray them skiers. Okay, Anthony Hawking, donating to Angry Pack Breckenridge mayoral election fund. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. We just had the local election. Thank God the crazy QAnon conspiracy theorist, carpet-bagging pandemic refugee did not win. That bitch was crazy. She was crazy. Straight crazy. Like, her whole platform was, we're going to make sure that the government has no say in a whole bunch of stuff. And then the next paragraph is, we need to make sure that there's government mandates that if we don't want to get vaccinated, they can't do anything. I was like, where are you going with this? We're all over the place. But it was like straight off the QAnon page. Like, I don't want to be the mayor of this town right now. There is some weird fucking shit. Like, I'm still young. Maybe when I'm like 60, I'll be the mayor. But right now, not 40 yet. Oof. Lose a turn. That's rough. All right. We got another one from Joe X. Have you heard about M Snow? I want to make a backyard trek. Thinking of using that. I don't even know what M Snow is. Is that fake shit? I honestly don't know. I really don't know what that is. What do we got? All right. Remember to subscribe. We got Vanessa Vargas. More female board reviews, please. Thanks. I don't have female board reviews. I have female top fives written by me for you. But accordingly to some probably 26-year-old neck-bearded woketivist, as a white man in snowboarding, I'm not allowed to tell people what a good snowboard actually is to a female, even though I've got 25 years of experience. I mean, hey, my proctologist is a woman. She knows more than me. She can sit in there and poke whatever she needs. I don't care. You know, she knows what's going on. It's the same fucking concept here, people. But like, I don't get these people. But the goal is, and I'm going to be redoing some stuff, and you'll see it push for it later, is to, if we can hit certain thresholds of money revenue coming in, I can start hiring staff that I need. Female reviewer is top of the list. It's like in the top 3 people that would be hired. So if we could figure out something, I know whoever gets hired will never be able to do shit on my level. Like, I don't think anyone can. I don't think anyone should ever ride like 300 product in a year. But yeah, so that's kind of the goal right there. We're working on it. These things take time, a lot of time. Beware of frostbite. I got a little on my nose. All right, let's see. Okay, Fruit Poop Loops with another super chat. Now select pros versus the bent metal transfers. Ask yourself if you want skate tech. If you want skate tech, because you get more power transmission toe to heel out of it, just with the way that works. They're both super solid bindings. They both sit in the same level. The transfers will have more lateral play in them because they have the mini disc and they don't have the skate tech chassis going on in there either. So it really comes down to what you want out of it. All right, we're going to end the poll here. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, eat your muscle cheese, people. Eat your muscle cheese. All right. Okay. So here's the season's over. 44% of you said yes. 41% said no. 10% said I never stop riding. And 3% are going to the Southern Hemisphere out of 192 votes. Congratulations, guys. We got another super chat from Joe X. Have you ever thought about building your own board? Yeah. I mean, right there. That red one. That's a Marhar Lumberjack. I designed it. I designed that board with Nate. Like, that was my thing. It's not the only board I've had my hands in the design process with other companies and shit. But what's the point of designing my own board? I don't ride my own shit anymore anyways. Ooh, fire cures all. All right. Since we jumped around, let's try to take a few more questions here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, here's one from DJ Happy Bird 13. Thinking of getting a powder twin. Choices are Libtech Golden Orca or the Spring Break Powder Twin. I've ridden the Spring Break Powder Twin. I have not ridden the Golden Orca. Yeah, no, I haven't ridden the Golden Orca. That's coming next week. So with the Spring Break Powder Twin, that board really rides like two different boards. So when you're on a groomer, it's a Cadillac. But when it's in POW, it's like slashy. You can really just like spray your turns and stuff. And I really do like the Spring Break Powder Twin. It's lively, it's snappy. I know the Golden Orca is going to be more damp than it just because it's got like a gallon of epoxy in it. So yeah, that's kind of the differences between those two. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, Patrick, what angles should I have the tune shop set my edges at on my huck knife? I want to get rid of the factory bevel, which goes from completely detuned to 3 degrees between the feet and have just one angle. I'd probably run like a 1 or a 1.5 degree on just the base. That's me. Okay, let's see. Luft Monster, do you think the K2 instrument is so wide it will be slow to edge if I have to use it as an all-mountain board with maybe 70% groomer ride? No, unless you got like a size 7 foot. That board's got so much torsional twist to it, it's really easy to roll it up on edge. All right, let's see. We got Johnny Kruick. Is there anything specific that you think is currently missing in the snowboard industry? There's plenty of shit that's missing in the snowboard industry. I mean, I think we need a real good publication, like a centralized publication that, covers all bases and doesn't suck. It can have print. It should be print, digital, audio, and it should cover everything. Slush Magazine wishes it could do it, but their magazine fucking sucks. Firestand. Pat Bridges should go retire. He's hit that point. I think we need a better way of introducing people to snowboarding. I think I would like to see more resorts offering beginner packages with rental lift ticket, like $25 Saturday beginner rental ticket with, you get your rental, you get your ticket, you're limited to like 2 chairlifts. That's it. You get that. Kind of something like what Loveland does, where they have like this beginner program where you go, you ride with the instructor, you get your lesson, you get your rental, you do it. And then when you graduate through the mandatory stuff, they give you a season pass at the end and you can go ride. I think we need, what I would like to see is more people not afraid to call the bullshit out. Everyone's gotten too scared, and like these fucking woketivists that are lurking around, they fucking suck. I'd like to see them just get punched in the fucking mouth. I think that would be really funny. I think that would be a real eye opener. Like my generation, was raised by Generation X, right? Technically I'm first generation millennial or whatever the fuck it is, right? But I was raised by the nihilism of Generation X. But if we fucked up as kids, the bigger kids beat the fuck out of us, or they did something to torment us. Now these kids are so fucking, oh no, someone said my sticker job was not cool. I'm going to cry and I feel fucking fragile. Shut the fuck up, Buttercup. Go be a fucking man. Suck it up. You need to be called out when you do stupid shit. When you make a stupid trend and you think it's cool. I love it when people try to defend Jimmy Fuckhouse to me and they're like, you're jealous. Jealous of what? Him being a kook? You can tell, for someone that's relatively close to me in age, he never had an older generation that was like, you're a fucking kook. He never had that. He never had someone call him out. You need more of that in snowboarding. I love that shit. I love every part of it. Don't be hesitant. Say something's a turd. I was having this conversation with some friends at dinner last week, and they were like, you've gotten too nice with your reviews. And I was like, no, companies have gotten too good with their product. After years of bitching and moaning and calling out the bullshit, they started making their shit better. And I was thinking about this one guy that went off on me. He was like, you used to shit on Mervin products left and right, and now you're praising some of them. And I was like, yeah. And here's the thing. At the time, do you know who owned them? It was Quicksilver. And what did Quicksilver want to do? They wanted to own a bunch of patents to sell royalties back to other companies. They were also pushing production past the means of it. So the shit was coming in botched all the time. I know that because I worked in a $20 million a year snowboard shop. We used to buy everyone's fucking overstock. We had set deals. I used to buy skate bananas for $125 a pop, turn around and sell them for $5.60 because we were buying their closeouts. Didn't matter. You want to tell me when you're overproducing by tens of thousands that quality control doesn't go down? Well, they got spun off. They sold Altamont Capital Partners or whoever it is that owns them now. Fucking cut down on the overproduction. When you cut down on the overproduction, quality goes up. They changed their epoxy as well. It made it better. It's great. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. I love that. I've been bitching to K2 now for 3 years to get rid of the canting in their bindings. I think they might actually listen to me in the future here. Just go back. There's nothing wrong with a flat binding. You don't need 3 degrees of canting in every single fucking binding. You don't. I don't need it. You don't need it. If it's an add-on option, I love that about my Roams is I've got a 0 degree pad and I got a 2.5 degree pad. I chuck the 2.5 degree pads. I've got the 0. I'm happy with them. It's great. I don't have to deal with that shit. It's fucking amazing. I love that. But, call that shit out. I wish more people would do that. I also wish that people would look at some of these bullshit ass brands like No Bad Day, Gilson and shit and be like, these motherfuckers don't do shit for snowboarding. They're fucking kooks. They're kooks taking money from it. All these knockoff bullshit products, call that shit out. I cannot wait to finish the fucking shitty snowboard pants video that I'm working on. I'm waiting on one last pair because I needed one more to even it out the way I wanted to come in. but I'm going to tear everything apart, which was really funny. I ordered a set from this company called Yuki Threads out of Australia. And so I ordered it, and they're like, hey, it's on its way. And then they were like, oh, we checked the warehouse, and we actually don't have it. And I was like, oh, whatever, just send me whatever size. And they were like, what? And I was like, I don't care about the size. I'm going to tear these things fucking apart. It doesn't matter. Send it to me. They were in the price range that I wanted, in that $199 or less price point. So, but call this shit out. I think that's the big thing. Like, find ways to support snowboarding. It's been a weird couple years. Like, I've got Angry Snowboarder VIP, which utilizes Patreon. I don't like the fact that I utilize that, but it has helped do a lot of projects, pay the bills, continue to progress forward. When we hit a point that I don't need that anymore, I want to turn that more into like a philanthropy side of things and utilize that for philanthropic endeavors. I think also we need more snowboarding philanthropy. That's a big one out there. Like, I love Shred Foundation. I love what Hoods to Woods are doing, but legacy programs, we need stuff that's going to last. Like, I think Shred Foundation will outlast a lot of these like other programs for disenfranchised youth and inner city youth. I think that's going to be the one that creates the next generation of snowboarders. I think we as companies need to also realize, like, people my age are coming back to snowboarding with their kids in tow. Like, there's going to be a big boom. We need to embrace it and brace for when we go through that rise and that decline, because there's always peaks and valleys going there. We don't need to fall off a cliff again. We need to gradual decline, gradual rise, gradual decline, gradual rise. That way we won't get like every year 10 different articles about how snowboarding is dying and snowboarding is dead and all this shit. If snowboarding was dead, I wouldn't be fucking sitting here right now answering your goddamn questions. I wouldn't be sitting here looking at stacks of fucking snowboards and shit like that. So, and fuck it, if you're watching this right now, I'm going to give away a snowboard, but here's the rules. It can't be for you. You have to nominate a friend that's riding old shit. I need you to send a photo, info@Angry Snowboarder. So you got to send a photo of their old ass shit and explain to me why they deserve it. And I will send them a snowboard. One person's going to get chosen, and I'll announce it here in the future. It's open for a week. So you got till next Thursday at noon to enter. That's a contest. I'm just going to do that for the sake of it. I'm going to give away a ride snowboard. I don't know what board it's going to be. It's going to be based on what the person needs, but might be a little back and forth. But yeah, info@Angry Snowboarder. And the headline should be, my friend deserves this snowboard. So there, if you're watching this, listening to this later, doing whatever, you got someone that wants that needs a new snowboard because their shit's haggard, clapped out. Let's do it. I don't see other people like in my position giving out snowboards. Someone should call out Kevin, TJ, Buckhouse, all of them to give away a snowboard. Casey, I'm not worried about. He fucking crushes it. I don't know what Malcolm Moore does, but he probably gives shit away. I don't know. But yeah, give a snowboard away. Let's see people do that. Like, calling everyone out. So, all right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Okay, what else we got here? Kelvin Hall, my son has just started lessons, 14 years old. Any beginner boot recommendations? The best boot's the one that fits his foot and fits his needs. Do not skip on the boots. Make sure they fit properly. Make sure you're taking into consideration if his foot might actually grow. I hate to say selling him a bigger boot, but if you get a thicker footbed and then you pull it out and put a thinner footbed, you can actually squeeze a little extra life out of that for him. But the best boot is the one that fits his foot and fits his needs. Okay, we got Kyle Sikelski. Thoughts on a monster rider, 6'7", 265 pounds. I ride with a battle axe on my back, and I like to crush small children and drink their blood. Riding a Signal Disruptor 158 with arbor hemlocks on East Coast places with a park focus. I mean, if you like that 58, I feel like that 58 wide still a little small at 265. Like, you should at least be in the 160 range. I've got the new Disruptor. I haven't ridden that in a while, or a couple generations. So that, but I mean, at 265 with a park focus. You know what you should also look at? I would say go check out the Marhar Lumberjack X. Let's see, K2 Party Platter. Let's see what else is out there that would be really good in a wide. Oh, you might like the Capita Outsiders in a wide too. So you got a few options there. Okay. This is actually a really interesting one from Patrick S. Okay. He's like, most live chats are down to 15 to 25 people compared to high season. As in right now, there are 143 people here. It's interesting that some shows at 120K subscribers have something like 15 people in there. It's because they're not real fans and people are boring. Like that's the one thing that I realized with live streaming. Like if you are a boring person that has boring stories and has no opinion, you cannot get a lot of people. Like you look at someone with 500K followers and they can't even crack 200 people. Those numbers don't add up. Like I understand the time of day that I do everything does dictate, especially because I have a European following. That's why we're going to try this summer for all of you guys. I'm going to try with this is we're going to try to do Sunday. I want to call it the Sunday shred sermon. It would be like a 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So 10 on the it'd be 11 on the East Coast. It might be 8. I got to figure out the right hours, but I want to try to hit that and hit some of the European people. It might be one of these things where I have to wake up at like 4 in the morning and do a live stream. I don't know. But I want to try to hit more of that. But there's a lot of people that are boring as fuck. And I think people are just watching shitty, mediocre riding because they're like, I just wanted to watch some riding. And I was like, because you relate to it. It doesn't stoke you out. Like, look at Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp. Dude's claiming he's been riding for 25 years, doesn't know how to fucking bend his knees and still hits knuckles on 3-foot kiddie jumps. Like, dude travels around the world to go ride the same shit that he could have ridden in Whistler. Like fucking blows my mind. I was like, people watch crap. But then again, there's also people that fucking watch like the Kardashians. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, blows my fucking mind. Ugh. Okay. Crispy Biscuits, can you recommend a board for an Arthur Longo wannabe who can't afford the Mega Merc and still likes to jib from time to time? Yeah, man, you just need a directional twin. So if you want something that's going to let you boost side hits and still be good, I would go look for the Public Dispute. You can probably pick one up on sale right now. The Ride Algorithm is another good one for that. Even a Bench Warmer from Ride would do it. Jones Mountain Twin to an extent fits in there. The Yes Typo, the Rosinal 1, which actually the Rosinal 1 is underrated, but you could do that. Or if you really, that might be too stiff for you. Juggernaut might be too stiff, but I would check out like a Rosinal Resurgence as well. You can pick those things up like cheap on closeouts, and they're super good boards. They're super, super good boards. The Jam, was it? Is it the Jam? Is that what it is from Battalion? Yeah, I think that's it. That's another good one as well. Jeff Sprague, hey, Avran, what's your usual process for testing out a board and reviewing it objectively? Wake up in the morning, grab my pillow and scream into it really loud and remind myself that I still have to ride like 100 more fucking snowboards. Then I stretch and I look out the window and play with my dog and see what the conditions are. Then I check the Open Snow app and see what kind of conditions it is and who got the most snow if it's a powder day. Then I kind of pick the board that I think is going to fit the conditions. And if it's park, I obviously want to go to Copper. They have a better park. It's more consistent. A Basin's park is ass. But unfortunately, we're about to hit the spring where that's going to be the only thing I've got available. So I got to make do with what I got. And then it's go to the, set the bindings up. It's the exact same binding with the exact same stance on every single board with the exact same boot. And here's the reason that I do this. Consistency, consistency, consistency. If I can consistently ride the same boards with the exact same stance and the exact same boots, and there's no variation. Like, this is one of the things that kills me about the Good Ride. That guy rides like 25 different boots. He doesn't have a consistent boot. And then he'll swap it out to like 10 different bindings and be like, well, it rode like this with this, but it rode like that with that. It's why you have a consistent binding, because that's what it's your go-to. It's your fallback. It's your safety. It's like why I test bindings on my Telos Mike Rankwit. I will ride that board into the ground this year, and then I will be done with it, but I will ride all the bindings on that board on some level, except the Supermatics, because I want to see how those ride on different boards, because that's a very unique binding, obviously. But it's consistency, consistency, consistency. So then when I go to copper, like depending on a POW day, I have very specific POW laps that I'm going to ride. There is specific things I want to hit. I'm going to take it through some steep tight trees. I'm going to take it through some mellow tight trees. I'm going to take it through some space tight trees if it's a POW board. I'm going to just cruise the side of a groomer. I'm going to hit a couple side hits. I'm going to go hit Union Meadows. I'm going to go out to the POW fields and see how it rides in that. I'm going to do 5 to 10 front side 180s into a POW butter with the board. I'm going to revert it around. I'm going to do high speed wheelies. I'm going to go sideways off a roller and land on the tail and see how it locks in. When I'm riding the park, it's one lap where it's all tail presses. It's one lap where it's all nose presses, regardless if it slaps down or not. I want to see where the flex point is. Then it's one lap of board slide, board slide, board slide. You know, ZGS board slide, front lip, you know, shit like that, just to see how it is. That it's very much hitting the exact same jumps over and over and over again, popping and just doing the same trick and seeing how it lands, how it's going to wheelie out. When I'm at a basin, it's go up Pally, through slalom slope, back on down to Lenawee, up to the face, through the natural half pipe, down through, you know, whether I go down under Lenawee face or if I just take the cat track and I just rip carves. It's stuff like that. It's hitting the very same side hits every single lap over and over and over again. You know, it's knowing that's when I'm like in full peak mode. But when I'm like traveling to a different resort that I don't know, it's like, okay, how is it in this condition, this condition, this condition, this condition, this condition? And then while I'm riding it, it's what do I like that stands out to it? But then it's also, who is this board for? Like, there's a lot of boards that I recommend to you guys that I don't like. I just don't fucking like them, but they're good boards. I know they're good boards. And like, you ask people the questions to validate what they're looking for, and you kind of break it down and you're like, hey, they might like this board. They might like that board. They might like, you know, it's that. I also do troll the comments section and read people's comments and stuff. And I'm like, yo, if this makes no sense, I will say something. But if I'm like, oh yeah, I felt that. Okay, I get where they're coming from with this. You know, the other thing is I ride more than most people ever will in 1 year than they will in their life. That's another thing. That's thousands of hours of just riding. You know, it's like, let me see it. Grab. Okay. So like this, the new War Orca, right? Or the Warca, right? It's supposed to be part War Pig, part Orca. Okay. I've ridden both those boards enough that I know how they ride. So when I'm riding it, I'm looking at the nose. I'm feeling the flex of the nose. Is it more Orca or is it more War Pig? In this case, it's more War Pig in the nose. Underfoot on edge, is it more War Pig or is it more Orca? This rides more like an Orca on edge. In there, when I'm snapping with it, where's the snap? Is it more like damp, non-reactive, kind of like the Orca? Or is it very lively, super reactive like the War Pig? It's in between. And I was like, okay, it's a combination of the both of them in there. And so that's what you're looking for. The other thing is like when you're doing like freestyle, like if you're buttering, popping 180s, where's the flex point in the nose? Where's the flex point between the feet? Where's the flex point in the tail? Then on edge, when you're driving a carve, does it engage out at the contact point in the nose, outside the front insert, right inside the front insert? Does it steer more off the back foot or from the center of the board, you know, or when you lay it over, do you engage it, the carve from outside the front foot, disengage it, then steer it from inside? You know, these are all things like if you want something to really understand, go watch any good ride review that James Beastie does and listen for him to say this exact phrase. It steers off the back foot. Almost every board that he likes steers off the back foot. Why? Because he's a back foot rider with his front leg straight going down the hill straight line because he never learned how to properly fucking turn. And that's the thing. So a lot of boards that I've ridden that he's ridden, oh, it steers off the back. And I'll see that comment. Well, I heard it steers off the back. And I was like, if you're driving a hard carve, then yeah. And you're putting all your weight back there, you can totally do it. But it actually engages. And when you're doing ankle steering, you can minimize or maximize the apex of the carve just based on how you turn it. These are the things that are going through my head. Like, I'm not a good rider in the sense of what people base it on, where they're like, oh my God, he's hitting 60-foot jumps and he's doing 720s, 1080s and shit like that. I'm hitting like a 5-foot jump and I'm trying to figure out, if I land flat, does the nose fold? Does the tail fold? Does it reverberate through the center? Does it suction to the ground? Does it want to wheelie out? Does it want to rebound and pop me back up? So it's like I land and go bow, bow, and pop back up. These are all things that I'm looking at. I'm trying to figure out when I'm in a turn, or if I'm like slashing a high bank for pow, like if I'm doing easy road at Copper, which is all toe side hits. So if you're a superior footed rider, goofy footed for those that are uninitiated, it's all toe side hits. So I'm going up and banking those turns, going up and down and high marking it all day, figuring it out on a pow day. How does this feel when I get to the top? Do I have enough speed to pop? I don't. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You know, I'm pushing it. Like, this is what I do. This is all that I do. Like, this is how I know where things are, how things do. You know, the other thing is I'm reading the marketing behind the board, and I'm reading the tech specs, and I'm looking at it going, okay, they're marketing it to this person. When I ride it, does it fit that marketing? And if I'm like, yeah, okay, it does. Cool. I get it. There's been a few boards this year that I've ridden, and they're like, this is a stiffer, more aggressive carving board. And I just folded it. And I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. And that's what's going through. That's basically the process that I go through. It's a lot of riding the exact same terrain over and over and over again for consistency's sake. But if you can give yourself that consistency, like the Artifact Pro that I have sitting here, the reason I rode the regular Artifact before it was so that I could see how it compared. So then I rode the new Shadow Band the other day, right? So after riding the Shadow Band, I was like, okay, this is really cool, which I really like the new Ride Shadow Band. I'm going to be hyping that board. But it's a less carbon-filled version of the algorithm. So I went and rode the algorithm. Same shape on it, but you get carbon slime wall with the algorithm. You got more carbon in that board. It's more reactive. It's not as damp as the Shadow Band. You could feel the difference. And I was like, okay, this is more like I'm going to haul ass. I'm going to put a lot of energy to load up, but I'm going to pop higher, go further. I'm going to drive a carve more aggressively. Where like the Shadow Band, I was like, this is more like your rad dad, laid back. It's not as reactive, but it still has a lot of the same properties. And that's kind of where you go with everything, is like you ride it. It's like when I do bindings. So when I get on like a Now or a Jones binding with that skate tech, I like riding a flat binding, because when you get onto something with skate tech, you notice that kingpin and how they actually transition from toe to heel. It puts more downward pressure into the board than any other binding on the market. Now, if I rode those every day as my regular binding, when I get on a flat binding, I'd be like, this doesn't have edge-to-edge power like my Nows over and over and over and over again. Plus, it doesn't have the customization. So it's like, I always try to ride, in my opinion, what I consider a meat and potatoes binding. Yeah, I ride the Black Label. It's an expensive binding. It's flat. It's got a mini disc that's consistent. That chassis and that power in there, I know exactly how it's going to ride and what it's going to do. Like, that's it. And before I rode the Black Labels, they were K2 Indies that I ripped Formula high backs and heel straps off of, so that it was like the old Formula before it trickled down to the Indy. But it was zero canting. It was a strap that was consistent, and it was a consistent flex. It was an all-mountain freestyle flex. I knew exactly what I was getting. I rode those for like 10 years. Like, I went from Formulas to Indies, but when it trickled down from the Formula to the Indy, I just took the parts that I needed and put them on that Indy to make it work. So consistency is key, and looking at what's great about this board, what stands out, and who is this board actually for? Like, I've ridden some duds where I'm like, this thing's kind of a piece of crap, but there's people that are going to love it. And then I've ridden boards that are just straight pieces of shit. And I'm like, who the fuck did they design this for? And I like talk to the reps and the marketing people, and I'm like, and they're like, yeah, we kind of fucked up with that thing. It's going to be overhauled next year, or we're going to change it, or we're going to drop it from the line. So anyways, that's where we're at. So Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Falling behind on questions. Barry Kennedy, I'm waiting to quit my job in the next week or so, looking to get another 4 to 5 days in Colorado. Come on out. It's still snowing. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? I feel like we're missing some here. Okay. We got a super chat from Rad Mom Pow Chaser. Okay. Oh, God, this question. Why do you think it is that your channel, which has the best snowboarding info, doesn't have as much followers as the other lesser channels? Kevin bought followers, and then TJ hopped on his nuts and got it. Buckhouse made all of his followers off of exploiting that time he got stopped for being a jackass on School Marm. You know, they don't offer anything. People just want easily digestible content. When you come here, you get strong opinions. I'm not going to lie. I'm your local shop guy. If you don't have a local shop guy, I'm your crusty local shop guy, and I will say what I need to say. That's kind of what it is. I don't go chasing subscribers. I don't go making clickbait. I just make content and don't care. I'm happy with the amount of money I make. I wish I could make more. I want to expand. That's it. But I don't go chasing stupid things. I'm also severely burnt out. I will not deny this. I really realistically need to take 6 months away from everything and just decompress because I do so much all the fucking time over and over and over again. But people always look at subscriber counts and they think, oh, this means so much. What you really need to look at is watch time. Watch time is the real metric that really matters. So even when you look at views and you can see a video like Kevin, 500,000 plus subscribers, he'll put a video out and in 24 hours, maybe it's got 4 to 10,000 views. Why is it so low? I put a video out and if it's like, say it's a top 5 you want to see, that thing will get like 20,000 views. It's the difference in there. It's the content. It's the personality. Like they're fucking white wallpaper. It's what they are. They're nothing. They're clickbait. They're fucking BuzzFeed listicles. You know, like they also. It's funny. I've done this longer. I've done this or done that. They don't have like the life experiences. Like I took the road that was less traveled. I will not deny it. When I was 16, 17, what are you going to do? You're graduating soon. Go snowboarding. That was my fucking answer to everything. And people were like, no, seriously. And I was like, I'm going to go snowboard. And they're like, but what about work or career or college or, you know, your future? And I was like, I'm going to go snowboard. My parents always questioned where I was going to end up because it was like my parents had me super late. They were almost 40 when they had me. So my parents were born in 1945. You know, they're boomers. They're war babies, right? You know, they had me late, and they just kind of never understood. And I was like, no, there's a way for me. Like when I started AngrySnowboarder.com, I started it before there was affiliate links for advertising and making money. Like I'd done this when you couldn't make money, and I've just consistently kept doing stuff because I knew the money would get there, and that's whatever. But at the time, it's like I've ridden enough peaks and valleys. There's some of you that are in here that have followed me for the last 15 plus years, and there's some of you that have been here for like 15 hours. And that's the gap in there. I piss people off. I say things that offend people. Like that guy that got all butthurt on Angry Snowboarder VIP and was like, he talks down to his people. He talks shit on companies. He reports companies for shit. I'm like, yeah, dude, I do a lot of shit. It's fine. It's whatever. This is how I roll with everything. Like, I'm not for everyone. I get it. You know, my information isn't for everyone. That's fine. If you don't like me, you don't have to watch me. No one's forcing you to watch me, you know? It's, I never understood that when people are like, I don't like you and you suck. And I'm like, then don't watch me. I don't like you. I don't talk to you. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's fucking weird. All right. Anyways, we'll give you a spin. Ooh, pray to the altar of snowboarding. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, we got Eric Chen just saying thanks for an amazing year. Thanks for the support. Here's your spin. Ooh, lose a turn. I think one of the other reasons that I'm not as popular is I don't want a parasocial relationship like some of these people have, where they want to be like they treat you like you're their friend, but you're not. And I'm just sort of like this guy that's there. I'll talk to you, but yeah, whatever. Okay. Ew. Ew. Someone's talking about adding skiing. Get the fuck. You're going in timeout. Ew. Ew. Ugh. Been snowboarding since you were 12 for 8 years, and now you're going to add skiing for Chundry days. You're in timeout. Get the fuck out of here. Max, what's your bench max? I could bench you, Max. That's what all you need to know. Actually, I'm probably fucking weak. I probably couldn't bench shit right now. I haven't been to the gym in like a month and a half. Summer's coming. I can't wait to eat my muscle cheese and get fucking roided out. Don't do steroids. All right, we got Anthony Hawking. Boarding seems to have two problems. Lots of people think it's okay to just teach yourself, which is fine, but they rely on kooks. Facts. Good info is hard to discern from bad, so they get frustrated and quit. Facts again. So that's like another thing that really bothers me with snowboarding, I guess I should say, is all these posers in positions. Like they put themselves in to be the expert, but they've never lived it. Like you fake it till you make it, and you just keep faking it, and like it's like a whole series of things. Okay. Jam and Fresh, are you going to rip apart dope gear? If so, I can't wait to see what's inside the water garbage. Yes, I had to buy some. It's where is it? Is this it? No. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I bought a bunch of dope shit. Fucking think I paid like $189 for these pants. But yeah, I'm gonna tear everything apart. I got a seam ripper. I'm basically gonna do a bunch of different tests, film it, and kind of go over everything. And we're gonna see where things end up from there. So yeah, I don't know. But whatever. Ugh. Whatever. Yeah, gonna tear down a bunch of shit and go from there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Fuck if I know. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. All right. Patrick S. No Tommy B love this season. I was talking to Tommy the other day. We were laughing at the fact that Buckhouse's little boyfriend Benton and him broke up because Buckhouse just ruins every person that touches anything with him. Dude's fucking toxic as shit. Someone should teach him. All the people who you screw on the way up will be there on your way down, and he will go down. So, okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Where are we? I feel like I'm missing some stuff here. I don't want to be on Joe Rogan. All right. Okay, let's see. Chris Anderson, review that go beyond just reading the product marketing. I never understood anyone that does a product review and just reads the fucking description. I can do that. Anyone can do that. Tell me how it fucking worked. Like, that one blows my mind. Blows my fucking mind. Ooh, yeah. Eat your muscle cheese, people. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, we got Mako asking thoughts on super happy Death Machine snowboards. I would like to ride one. So that's my friend Dave Tran's company. Dave used to own a company called Monument Snowboards that, they had some good shapes and whatnot, but they were really big and active with like artists. So they would license artists for the graphics, but it's Dave's company. He's keeping it very small. I think they only make like 200 boards a year, if that. Might be like 100 in it. But the boards are made in a good factory. Things are solid. I think it's a really good company. I just haven't ridden anything. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Jade K, what's your favorite non-secret stash line to ride at A-Bay? Slalom slope, because everyone forgets about it. So when you get off Pally, go off to the right and go right underneath Pally, and you're going to see a bush and a sign. Go between the bush and the sign, hit it Mach 10. You can pop over the bush and land down in there. That fills in with snow all the time, but with Beavers, Montezuma Bowl, East Wall, Pally Face, everyone is rushing out there. That is always like tasty first thing in the morning. It's a good warm up. It's nice and mellow. You come out, you hit the trees, you hit the cat track, you cut right, and you can get over to Lenawee, or you can come over the cat track, do a little bit of steep tree line to kind of get your blood flowing, and you pop out right below Black Mountain Express, and you're there. Super easy. That's like one you never have to think about. It's never like crazy tracked out. The snow's good. Like I think I did like 10 laps through it the other day, testing some stuff. So yeah. Okay. All right. Anyways, I think we kind of caught up on questions here. So if we don't have any more, we're going to call it. But remember, I am giving away a snowboard. So all you need to do is email info@angrysnowboarder. I want a photo of your friend's setup and a reason why they deserve a new snowboard. And you need to title that email, "My friend deserves a snowboard because," and you got till Thursday at noon next week to get them in. And I'm going to pick someone at random and just give a fucking snowboard away. Because why the fuck not? Because I haven't given a snowboard away in a while. So we're going to give away a ride. Yeah. So anyways, there's that. Also, hopefully tonight, we'll see how I feel. I will edit this new top 5 and get that uploaded for you. Get that on there. If you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, product reviews for 2023 start dropping the first of next month. If you're not a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, why aren't you? No, seriously, angrysnowboarder.vip. It's on the Patreon platform. Check it out. It's your thing. It's cool. It's whatever. Might be back next week. Might not. I don't know. Season's winding down. Actually, no, next Thursday I probably won't be on. So it'll be 2 weeks till you guys get another live stream. It's okay. Anyways, if you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here, as I've already said, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. And as always, I'll see you guys in another video.